All right, I've got Diesel with me, one of the top ranked players in ParagonsDAO and in the game overall. He's going to teach us a deck that sometimes can be very powerful and other times struggles depending on the meta. It's a good one to know if you want to play with it or against it. It's Arak. It is the secret powerhouse of Augencore. You see a lot more people playing Juggernaut Workshop, but Arak has seen play both in tournaments and at high ranks on the ladder. So, Diesel, welcome to the video. How's it going?
Hello, hello.
We already said hi on the stream, so he's like, what the hell is Flux doing? But this is for the YouTube recording. So basically, let's break down this list, and you can kind of explain, before we even go through all the cards, one thing I find helpful, can you explain what is the play pattern of Arak? Like, even before you get into individual cards, like, is Arak, like, what kind of a deck is Arak? Like, what kind of deck is it, and, like, how does it tend to play out?
Yeah, so Arak is very different to any
And
other
maybe just
deck, I
describe
think.
what Arak does for people who don't know yet, just in case.
Yeah. So it's a very different deck compared to anything else, I think, in parallel. And the whole concept just works around the actual Paragon itself. So whenever an upgraded unit dies, it spawns a 1/1 nanobot, which you can then equip onto another unit, and it basically just cycles. So you can get like an endless loop of, upgraded unit, which gets buffed into then another nanobot, which you can pass on. And your whole gameplay revolves around that, keeping things upgraded, basically.
So with Arak, we're gonna spam a lot of units early and then try to keep that going, basically. And then what's the later game look like? How do we tend to end up winning?
Yeah, so the early game is obviously the main goal of the early game really is just to get units to stick. You need units to stick on board either with or without upgrades, ideally with an upgrade, and you then just sort of work into your mid game and try and spam out big units with your upcycles, or go wide and clear large units with your master poisoners. Um, this deck in particular, we'll do a full breakdown of it in a minute anyway, but there's a couple of cards in there which not that many people run. You can see we've got Trade Secrets, Memento, and obviously the Energy Bays. But the main one being the Trade Secrets, and you can do some crazy combos with Trade Secrets and Memento, and your little units, which are just 1/1s, can turn into massive units towards the mid game.
And in case anyone doesn't know, Trade Secrets is a 2 mana effect that says copy all upgrades attached to a friendly unit onto another friendly unit. So are you copying a buffed up Memento with that? Is that one of the...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow. That's actually really cool then. I never seen that one played. No one's ever played that card against me yet. Okay, well we can go in depth then. So do you want to do a full deck breakdown? Like what do you want to go more in depth on?
Yeah, sure. So I'll just run through the units that we've got in here. Okay. So biggest problem with Augencore, and it always has been, is they have no good one drops. Okay. So in this deck, we've got Harley Pilot, which is probably the best one drop you can have. It's not that great in Augencore itself, as like the workshop builds, but for a rack, it's insane because it's got the salvage ability. And you'll notice quite a few of the units within this list will have that salvage mechanic. So again, you can keep passing your upgraded onto another unit and keep spawning more nanobots. Okay. So got a one drop's got target painters, a free off. Forlorn Companion, well, that's a one drop. Very rarely you will play that as a one drop. That normally gets played on turn 2 or turn 3 because it can. Can't remember what the ability is called
Overclock?
now, but you can. That's it,
Overclock.
overclock. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can upgrade it for one mana basically. Yeah, your Hardling pilots, your mercenary gunslingers, and then also your PS8s as well. So the gunslingers pair nicely with your target painters, and same with the PS8s. I've included one no snitching in here, and it's mainly for one matchup and one matchup only, and that's just the Nehemiah. Just to no snitch that Stewie, or even a Stewie early if they play it on one against Shroud. But I'll be honest, when we did a breakdown of sort of different parallels we play against, if we play against Shroud, you just lose anyway. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about that too much.
Yeah, Arak is like super hard countered by Shroud, especially Neve, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Two drops, you got your Jan's Tactical Provisioner or your Forlorn Companion, basically, is another unit you're going to be playing on too. We've got two Saboteurs in there purely for tech for Sippy, but also good into your Nehemiah matchup to clear off the altars. Astel's Glaive is actually insane in Iraq. We don't have many good sort of mid-range units, and Astel Glaive is one of the best, and especially if you can get a nanobot out early and you can buff that Astel Glaive up to a 4/7. I believe it would be. It can just completely deal with any wide boards from Sippy or Cafe just with that unit alone. You've got 2 Master Poisoners in there. Now, one thing you'll notice with a rack list is that they can be really, really flexible. Okay, so you can build this list in many, many ways. Some people run 3 Poisoners. I've seen some people run none. I'm running 2 here because when you get the energy bay out wide and you get some wide units, you can clear off some big units with those Master Poisoners.
And this is
Got
something that will
1 as a
change when
5.
Poisoner gets nerfed, right? That card's going to become... So if you're watching this in the future, right now Poisoner gives all units lethal. Once it's been nerfed, it only can give one other unit lethal. That's probably going to be taken out of the list
Yeah,
potentially.
exactly. I mean, I may just end up cutting it completely, and then what I would probably do is I would include another upcycled and probably another AOP, and then I would use that to be clearing big units. You may even be able to find room for kill switches or something like that potentially instead.
Yeah, okay.
Got Wong as a 5-drop, which in a rack is absolutely insane because we're running upgrades, we're running spells. You're more than likely going to draw 3 from Wong, and it's a good way of buffing up your sort of 1/1 units that are on the board. Tiva Star there is the 6-drop. This is key to the deck, and you'll find lethal with this multiple times. Especially if you've already got little units out from your energy bay. With Tiva Star, you can sacrifice 3 of them, and you can instantly play another energy bay and memento onto any units on the board. So you can just pull them straight from your deck. It's a really good card in the rack. You've got a typical 7 and 8 drops with Sesame and Tetsu. I don't need to say a lot about those, to be honest. And then on the upgrades themselves, so you've got the ocular implants. Another reason I'm running the target painters is because it's got the free HP. It's a great target for your ocular implants. You'll find you can often get 1 or 2 swings with that to draw some cards with your target painters.
Hold on, we got raided. You're getting obliterated right now. Carmen, how could you? We're trying to do a coaching session. How can you raid me? Just chill. Thank you very much for the raid, Carmen. Welcome to Parallel. Hope you had fun playing your first few games. All right, Diesel, continue. What's up, Crutch? Good to see you.
So just got the upgrades left. So you got your portal energy base again, insane in Arak. Okay, because you've got those cheap salvage units like your Harley pilots and your Forlorns and your Yans. You can often go really, really wide and keep cycling those portal energy bases, which combo with your memento, and you can find lethal in like turn 4 or 5 quite easily with this list if you play it correctly. Your upcycles get out your big units. And then the one thing we haven't mentioned, actually, and it's a card which I keep swinging between 2 or 3 off, is your Reclamator.
Yeah, Reclamator is interesting. So this is one that when you bank it, it makes your next upgrade cost 1 less, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And it's insane because if you can get a Hardlink pilot out on 1, then turn 2, if you can line up a Reclamator into either a Memento or an Energy Bay, you can get that out on turn 2. Which is just insane. I mean, that's
and then if it dies, it salvages onto its own token, so it stays on the board. It's crazy,
precisely. Yeah. And then your 2 AOPs as well, I didn't mention, but that's just a nice big board clear if things go a bit pear-shaped.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Is this one of those decks? Because here's how Aishio feels. I've accidentally become the #1 Aishio player because there's no one else in the game who plays Aishio now that Nomega's chilling. And with Aishio, it feels like it's super swingy where a lot of games, at least based on when I was grinding it in February, we'll see how April feels, but like it feels like a lot of games you either get a good start and you win fairly easily from there, or you get a bad start and it's almost impossible. There's some close games. There's definitely some, but a lot of them can be very swingy. Does Arak feel that way?
Yeah, 100%. And it's one of the biggest issues with this deck and why it's probably not a meta deck. Obviously the Shroud matchup. It's hard to play on ladder when there's a lot of Shroud about.
Right.
But B is just its consistency, because you can have some games where you get your God Hand, like I just mentioned, and then nothing will beat it. It will beat any aggro deck. It will beat anything, or you can just draw bad, or you can not have certain things line up. So you could end up with Forlorn Companions in your hand, which you don't want to play on 1. So you skip turn 1, and then you play it on 2, but it just dies, and you can't get any of your sort of whole game plan cycling, and it just falls apart. So you do need a good start with Arak.
Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. And that maybe that's just how it is with these what are considered to be off-meta decks. It's not that they can't work. I mean, a truly bad deck just won't work, like a John kind of situation, but usually it's more that they're just not as consistent. So you'll have decks like Arak or Aishio, or maybe ADHQ is sometimes like this, and when it works, it looks so appealing, and then beginner intermediate players are like, that must be playable at a high level, but at a high level, the problem isn't. It's not that the deck can't work, the problem is the consistency of how often it works, yeah?
Yeah, precisely, yeah.
And
And
then
I actually
so
brought
go ahead.
this to I brought this to the tournament a couple of weeks ago, purely because it is actually very, very good into these aggro decks, and it performed really, really well for me. But this was the most consistent list that I could come up with, and this is what I brought to the tournament. So hopefully we get to show it a little bit.
And in tournaments, you're able to play the matchups, like you're trying to get good matchups, so there's more room for this. Whereas
Precisely,
on
yeah,
ladder, you're just like you queue into Neve, and it's like there it is, I lost, like it turned 0.
yeah,
What's up, Lofty? Welcome in. Okay, so last thing before we get into gameplay, matchups. We've already discussed that Shroud is absolutely abysmal, but in general, good matchups, bad matchups, and things to adjust depending on the matchup.
yeah. So I have got your spreadsheet, which I've sort of filled out here, and I
Oh
did,
yeah, if
funnily
you
enough, put
wanna.
on the one underneath versus Shroud. I went, you can't play it, you lose. So we'll forget about Shroud on this one. But we can do the aggro sort of matchup. So how you lose against either Kathy or Sippy or something like that is they keep your board clear and you cannot get any of your game plan going. If you can't get one unit to stick with an upgrade, it all just falls apart, and you're then playing into hoping you can get like a hard linked into an upcycled into an AOP or Sesamir on turn 5, which with the way the meta is now, sometimes you're just dead by 5. So that's how they're going to beat you. Um, Sort of how do we stop that is we just need a good hand. We need to mulligan correctly. And now on the play, like you want your Hardlink pilot and try and set up the combo I spoke about, or you can go the other route where you go your target painter and try and play more control and play it for like more of a mid range game. And then you can start doing your swing turns with glaive and your wongs or your upcycles sort of in the mid game. So you can play it a couple of ways with the aggro matchups, just depending on what you get in your opening hand. And I guess the other one we can mention here is the Organ and Nehemiah, because they play fairly similarly, actually, the two decks, because they're mid-range decks themselves, right?
Right.
So against both of those, the key card in that matchup really is Memento against both of them. Because if you can get Memento out early enough against Augencore or Nehemiah, it's quite hard for them to remove it unless they want to spend 4 mana on a Solitary Confinement. So that's basically your game plan with those going into it.
Okay.
I guess with Augencore more specifically as well, what we need to keep in mind is we want to be killing off any upgraded units they have themselves, because it always gives us that opportunity to wipe a board with AOP, because we're going to have upgraded units if we're in a position to do so.
Yeah,
And
whoever gets a good AOP is likely to win.
yeah, precisely. And with Nehemiah in particular, one thing you need to keep in mind with Nehemiah is you always want to have your energy bay on a unit. You don't want to wipe your board of all upgrades and then you have no unit left for the following turn, because your whole game plan with Nehemiah is to be able to keep swinging boards with Master Poisoner. So if you end up with a dead board, you're probably going to fall behind. So yeah, just be aware of spores and make sure that, even if it does, you're going to have a nanobot spawned at the end of it.
So against aggro decks, tempo, 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 early game board control, establishing a unit with an upgrade, otherwise desperation plan, upcycling into AOP. Against more mid-range decks, looking at that memento value, especially against Augencore, poisoner value, especially against Earthen, and also, yeah, I mean that's like the very, very simplified kind of like way we're thinking about
Yeah.
these matchups.
So we're gonna have fun with this guide in this gameplay, I think, because no game is the same as with Arak. Every game is different, and it all depends on what you end up in your hand, whether you get your mementos early enough. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, this will be good because that's exactly what I've experienced. Is I have no idea what the hell is going on whenever I try to play Arak, and I play like 3 games and I run back away to my Juggernaut workshop. But today is the day that all changes. Importing the deck. Let me share the screen with you on Discord. What's up, Penzo? Welcome in, brother. Let me.
We got a fellow Arak enjoyer in the chat as well. Hello, Penza.
Yeah, we got someone. Screen 1. All right, you see my my screen?
Yeah, let me fire it up. Okay, yeah, I got it, mate.
Awesome. And then we will jump in. And yeah, much to my detriment, if we get a really slow bot or beginner, we will just concede it and look for a real match. since we don't have time to spend an hour farming 2 Nea spots. Although I'd love to, don't get me wrong.
To be fair, getting 1 or 2 might not be the end of the world, because it's probably a good little way for me to teach you the deck.
Okay, that works then.
Against a slower guy.
If Diesel starts getting bored, I'll opt out. Oh, good. Shroud.
And this is what we thought was going to happen.
See, yesterday with Aishio, no shrouds. None. Even though, at least in intermediate ranks, that's like an easy win usually. And then Arak instantly into Brand. I swear, I don't know what. How does the game do it?
And the annoying thing is, you can actually build a rack to play quite well into Shroud. But the problem is it then just makes all your matchups into the aggro decks worse. So you give up too much trying to do it.
So you have to run turrets and Alvaros, basically, is my guess?
Yeah, you can run Alvaros. You'd run the security officers. And you play it more mid-rangey and you run Growls and things like that too.
Gotcha. Yeah, the security officer is a very interesting card. So, I mean, we'll play a few turns. I can concede early if it feels like it's as hopeless as it...
So we're going first here, right?
Yeah.
So this is terrible. You'd get rid of trade secrets, and I would get rid of the Forlorn Companion and the Energy Bay as well. We just need Hardlink Pilot here.
All right. No pilot. But at least we got 1 drops, and then 2. We have cards that can be played.
We do. Unfortunately, they're all life safe and range, which is not great.
They can be played technically. They don't lose me the game as soon as I play them. It could be worse. Okay, well...
So here... Yeah, what would you do?
Nah, I'd probably just bank the upcycled and slam the Gunslinger just for a little tempo. Looking for...
I would bank your upcycled, but I wouldn't bother playing the Slinger.
Really?
Reason being, if they play Embedded Agent, we've got a way to kill it next turn.
Right.
If you play it now, it can just set up for an easier Siphon anyway.
Yeah, all it really does is clear the shield pod and then become a Siphon target.
Yeah.
Playing around the early game Singularity Steward can be really, like, odd.
Yeah, and we've only got 1 no snitching, so there's not really any way for us to deal with it if he plays it.
Come on, my beauty.
There's our snitching.
Okay.
So, I mean, Brand can run the Relic that pulls stuff from the Singularity. Here, I'd be thinking... Go for the... I mean, what Penzo said, go for the high roll on the Forlorn. Like, just bank...
Yeah.
Bank the... I guess keep Gunslinger for Embedded Agent and bank Tacticianer or Saboteur. Maybe bank Saboteur.
Yeah, I'd bank Saboteur and then, yeah, try and see if we high roll something.
Making planetfall.
So the only thing we can high roll here is the shielded, right?
Amperage. Oh. It's okay, I guess. Yeah, the shielded. The which one is it? Is that Ramshackle?
Aegis Generator.
Aegis Generator. Yeah, it is ramp if it doesn't get banished. Range. The Amperage is ramp if it doesn't get banished. But it's getting banished.
Siphon. Yeah, we knew this was going to happen.
Concede?
Yeah.
That's it.
We're going to save time during the session and concede uber early when it's a bad start against Shroud. I mean, you'd probably play another turn or 2 just in case on a ladder maybe, but we ain't got time for that when the coach is in the call. There's no way we just hit Shroud over and over. Like, there's no way. Because I wanted that yesterday and I got none. It was all Skippy. It was all Kathy. There's no way. It's not allowed. It's no way. No shot.
This this was my biggest worry about doing Arak.
No shot. I almost pivoted and asked you to teach me the new Skippy list, but I felt like Arak would be fun. Long term Arak feels.
The combo one.
Yeah, the combo one. I haven't even played it yet.
Hello.
But
The path
yeah, this is
open
great.
to you.
I'll be honest, I might just concede turn 1 and eat the DC penalty. I don't even. It's such a waste of time. I feel like. I guess not. I'll go to turn 2.
The thing is, I could build you a deck which plays well into Shroud.
No, because then we're gonna queue
But
into
then we
Kathy
have
3
to
times in a row.
Well, yeah, probably, and we did just do the whole breakdown of this deck, which plays
Yeah.
well into aggro.
No,
so.
to be honest, you can see really clearly like how I feel like everyone. It's so easy to assume the worst. You don't do this, I don't think, but like it's easy for people who don't know me as well to assume the worst and think I'm being lazy with my ranks, or I'm just like I had my brief moment and now I'm just like playing like shit. But literally, it's just like when we're doing this stuff, it makes a lot of sense to just like throw ranks away and lose 50 points, 100 points, because then you can get your fucking video done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you can play against Brand and waste, you know what I mean? Like, actually kind of waste. Like, I'm just going to speed run this and concede on 2. And we just need to get a match.
You can see what I mean by Arak's consistency here, right? Because we're running 3, 6, 7, 8 1-drops plus PS8s and no snitchings, and gone first here twice and we've not drew them. So we've got 10 1-drops in the list.
Yeah, exactly. The consistency. And this is what I've always seen with Arak, is I'll lose to it in some crazy way. And then, so we're just going to concede here. The thing is, I kind of want to be sweaty again. I guess I have to be honest. Part of me feels like I have a chip on my shoulder now. I feel like people have written me off. Like, oh, Flux, he wasn't that. It was a fluke, and I'm just like, fuck you guys. Like, I'm just doing content. It makes me want to like do a sweaty seat. Like, it makes me want to just turn around this month and start grinding again. Like, fuck you. I'm gonna play Skippy and Kathy for a few weeks, and we'll see who the fuck is washed up. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be easy mode. I feel like I would honestly like. It's like I've been playing these terrible decks for so long. Like when I play Skippy or Kathy, it's like crazy how easy it feels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It actually feels like you lift a bunch of, like you throw a heavy ball around, then you throw a basketball, and it feels like it weighs nothing. It's like that. It's like, oh wow. We're just gonna keep speed run conceding until we. I don't even know. I don't know.
If we get a good hand, we'll play it out because there is a way we can win. But we do need a good hand to do it. So.
You know who's saying it, Lofty? To be honest, it's just like I don't know. I just feel like if I try to chill and play off meta decks, people don't really want to watch. I don't know. It feels like a rock and a hard place. If I play Skippy and Kathy, it's like, well, this is kind of boring. If I play something off meta, it's like my rank is lower, and then people just kind of disengage. Even if no one is like thinking about it. But I don't know. Maybe it's all in my head.
One chance.
All right. So do I mulligan this whole hand here? Keep PS8 maybe?
You can keep the PS8, yeah. Mulligan, everything else.
A rock in a hard place. Yeah. Yeah, what's up, Seneca? I appreciate you.
So, interestingly here, if we would have been against Aggro, I may have kept the Sesmere.
Really?
It's nice to get in the bank very early going second because you can, like that, if you get an upcycle, you can just get out nice and early.
Here, do I want to do like this? Like this?
Yeah, like that, yeah.
It's probably in my head, chat. It's probably in my head a little bit, but...
Okay, this is playable.
Alright, cool. Let's see if we can actually do something against Brand. Nah, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. I think switching back to Kathy Skippy grinding now is probably not... I should keep doing what I'm doing, I guess. But part of me really wants to just, like, go back to, like, top 100 just to be like, look, I can do it. Fuck you guys.
This is definitely playable.
So PS8...
So we just bank the AOP here.
Okay.
And then just drop your hard link.
Wait, drop PS8?
Hard link.
Oh, we're going to play Hide Link. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not going to kill this.
Because if you think about it, there's no way you can kill this, okay?
Yeah, I guess, like, with the upgrade in hand, it's super obvious to want to set this up, right? That's our actual win condition. What were you going to say, though? We can't actually kill this. Why?
So obviously here he can't kill that hardlink next turn unless he's got double gunslinger as some
Right,
weird start
right.
deck brand. Like there's no way he can kill it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's true, Seneca. No, you guys are right. No, you guys are right. You guys are right. The views have just not been great, so it makes me question things sometimes, but I think it's the right path. Anyway, it's okay. This is a coaching session. I'll stop being distracted. So he does play the Steward. I don't know if he thought that was going to work, but it doesn't. That used to work for like a few patches, but it's not supposed to, and they fixed it. Steward does not get buffed when you banish the pod. And indeed, we have this pilot still alive. So yeah, just like you said. And now... So when I look at this, I see that we can kill the Steward, and we can get this... It's tough. No, is it obvious? So basically just like PS8. Okay, we would want to draw first. So equip the Ocular, hit here, and then most likely PS8 this second and clear it.
Yeah, I think that's the line I would go, and then I would probably bank the Saboteur here.
Again, because against Brand, it's just not a priority to keep this. Okay.
Yeah, and because then next turn we can just charge the Forlorn for 1 and play a Slinger afterwards as well, right?
Ooh, yeah, it's true.
But we'll see what we draw first.
Engaging target.
Yeah, so nice. So yeah, bank this happen.
We can salvage onto this in the future. Well, maybe if we get a chance. This is gonna die. So we're managing to have a little bit of a board. He can just bop into this. We get the nanobot, and then we'll see if he can banish that. But if not, we'll maintain at least a little bit of board here.
Come on, my beauty.
What?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, maybe we can... I don't want to be disrespectful, but maybe we can beat Gold Brand with Arak at least. Bank this?
We can draw first,
Right.
but how do we play this turn?
It feels like... Okay, so Glaive on 4 could be an option, although it can get Steward. But like for this turn, if we John and then we trade this in here and salvage over here, we can make it a 2/4, yeah?
Yeah, I'm thinking we kind of want to go as wide as we can here, though. So let's just swing face with that 1/1 first.
Okay. Feels dangerous leaving 2 Whisperers on the board.
Target.
But okay,
Okay.
we draw Target Painter.
So I think we Slinger the 1/1.
Okay.
Done.
And then I think you play the Forlorn and just charge it 1 here.
Bank
and
AOP?
probably bank. We can keep the AOP. Bank the Painter, yeah.
Making planet for
Because we've already put 1 AOP in the in the bank, right? And that's our last one. So yeah, nice.
True, right. We already have one there for upcycle. This is our other one. It's also a decent scheming target, maybe, to stop him from taking something else. I don't know. That might not make sense. But yeah, we have established a board. 3 units. We're wider than him. I mean, the Whisperer can kill the Gunslinger, but he's only got 2 cards. We have the card advantage.
Well, he can't kill it because he's got Defender, right?
Oh, I forgot. This gets Defender. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even see what upgrade was on that, actually. Oh, it was Pulse Thruster. Okay. So So block.
So, yeah, now we allow that.
No. We allow it.
Oh, no. Into the hard linked.
Yeah. Okay. Salvage onto the gunslinger. If you like clicking as many buttons as possible during a turn, even more than Earthen, play Augencore. You will get to click your mouse so many times. Okay, that's it, right?
That's it. And now we've got a really nice turn here.
Oh, it's their turn still. What am I doing? Okay. Right, so this becomes a +1/+1. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 4/7 Estelle, chat's freaking out. Question is, do I want to kill this or just go face for my draw attack? I mean, I'm sweating that this is on the board still. But you seem to prefer going face, keeping this alive?
No, so what I would do here is I would kill this Engine Whisperer with your Gunslinger. You're going to get 2 nanobots, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I think we've got enough card draw. So here I would bank 1 Ocular.
Yeah.
And then we can play the Glaive and just double buff it.
Wow.
The reason I'm saying to do this is because
So attack face.
he's already used attack face first. He's already used 1 Honored Steward. He's only got 2 cards in hand, so he's got no way of killing this Astrals here.
Unless he
he's
happens to
got
have a
2
second one,
spells
but you're saying that
or
it's unlikely,
yeah.
basically. Okay. So if he did have a second Steward, we'd probably get cooked here, but if not, we're in a super, super strong spot.
Yeah. Also, what's going to happen here, which is really, really nice, is if he plays Brand this next turn, which he's likely going to do, we can bop the 4/4.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can draw a Slinger or something, or PS8, and we can just kill the Brand off.
That would be crazy. Yeah, that'd be super good. We kind of need it. Yeah, it's crazy how even someone who's just kind of playing cards, clicking on buttons, not like super optimized, and it's still just like Arak is like everything is a huge threat to us. Like every card they have is just threatening everything we do. It's crazy. Just Banish is so utterly destructive to Arak. It's crazy.
Right, so we got a nice clean kill here actually. So I'll let you think about this turn, but we can clean kill this Brand.
Need to get more damage. Where is it coming from? I can kill Brand? What the heck? I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, so something we didn't speak about, but with the Paragon itself, okay, if we play it, it creates the Swarm, which we can destroy, and we can buff the Glaive an extra 1 damage, and we can just clean the Brand up.
Oh! We can use it as a +1/+1. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. So here I would probably bank one of your Provisioners, yeah.
Okay, slam a rock and then buff. Wow. Yes, Penzo and Diesel are on another level. Been way too long since the previous coaching session. I mean, the Brand coaching session is kind of funny. This is the previous one. Well, I never thought to do this with the Swarm. That's such a smart line. You immediately... That's part of what having that Aftermath is so good for. Wow. I never in a million years would have thought about that. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yep, and then we swing the 4/4.
I cannot stand.
That's so good. Wow.
Not today.
Wow. That's sick.
And then I would buff up your Paragon.
Okay.
With your 1/1. Yep.
What's the reasoning here?
Just in case he trades into it, we're gonna get an upgraded unit back.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Okay. Wow, I wouldn't have seen that. Win Ramshackle for armed. You can't run Ramshackle directly, right? You got to overclock for it.
Also, something worth noting about buffing the Paragon there and not the Forlorn is it plays around Siphon, right? So if we give that nanobot to the free one, like that a Siphon we're just about to see. Okay.
I like how you
So
said
you're
it, and he
gonna
immediately
basically-
played it like the perfect call.
Yeah, but if we had put it on the forlorn there, look, it would have only buffed it to 2 HP, and
Right.
it would have been in range of Siphon still.
Yeah, so this way it actually, like, if we put it on here, it's not actually protecting it from anything. If we put it on here, it's making it safe against a threat. And that's, like, what helps so much with thinking about specifically what the opponent can play, and not just, like, generically trying to build your board. But it's like, what are the actual threats they could be holding? Play around those. In this case, it's Life Siphon. Makes a lot of sense. No, this is good. I'm glad we're doing Arak, because, like, what I'm doing this month is I'm like really trying to become a good off-meta player. And so this is actually the perfect thing for me, is like you walking me through a deck that isn't perfect, but seeing how you approach it and make it work. This is actually super helpful. I think anyone who enjoys more creative decks, because it's easy to like use it as an excuse to play badly, which is always super weak. But when you actually like commit to be as good as you can, but you're also running the off-meta, then it gets interesting. Okay, lots of cards in hand, and I'm rambling. So Glaive hitting the Siphoner seems incredibly free. Captain, thank you so much. Hold on, my brother. I gotta think. Definitely attacking here, right? And then...
Right, so... Yeah, so I think we do that just to clear both, right?
Demo coming soon.
What I'm wondering is whether he's got another Siphon in hand, because if he does that, it's going to drop us down to 2 HP. So we probably want to buff it up again, potentially, with
the other
nanobot. Yeah.
I mean, we could also attack with
I think
Forlorn Companion, just use PS8, and then trade in this and keep us at full health. I don't know if...
Yeah, we could do that as well.
And then I could actually go... I think I see it. I actually see it. I see it. I see it. The student becomes the master, even though I'm...
Play your hard linked. Play your hard linked.
Put it on there afterwards. Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
the master is back to being the master.
Engaged.
Win or I unsub. Thank you very much for the sub, Captain, and welcome in, sir. Good to see you. Yeah, this is super sick, and we get to do some damage before they get to the demo on turn 8. I'm guessing they're not running coins. It's can't be sure, but in general, my rule of thumb.
PS8.
Yeah, hold on. You got it. You're right. I start talking and timer. You know exactly what's happening. See, Diesel gets me.
I give myself in tribute.
Yeah, swing face.
There we go.
Bank the painter.
I will not fall.
Forgot that we hadn't banked
Not
yet.
today.
There we go. We're Gucci.
Witness Augencore's
Diesel gets me.
superiority.
Thank you, Captain. Love you. Trying to win. Yeah, it's... Oh, I was saying that my rule of thumb is if they're platinum or lower, I assume no coins. If they're diamond and above, then I actually think about the coins. Or if I recognize that they're like a strong player who just started playing for the month. But I just feel like coin is one of those cards that's like good players love it, and then more amateur players don't always get it because it feels so bad if you can't bank it in like a certain spot or whatever, maybe. I've come to love the coin, which I used to have a hard time with. Anyway.
Right. So something to take note of here. You notice he floated 5 mana and he kept that card on the far left, right?
Yeah. So Triumph?
No, demo.
Demo.
I would be amazed if that's not a demo.
Right. No, that makes sense. Fuck. All right. That makes sense. Yeah. That's obvious. You just said 5, and so I said Triumph. I wasn't actually thinking. That was really stupid. Yeah. So he has demo. So we want to play around demo. I swear to God, if we did this off stream, I would be twice as smart. It's a stream text. Okay. So we don't want to play a bunch of stuff because demo is going to wipe our whole board. We want to send face and get a bunch of damage. What do you... I mean, are we basically just attacking face and waiting? Do we want to play anything?
So I would use your ocular here on just put it on the put it on the hard linked. We can salvage it anyway if not after. Just send everything face here.
All right. If we needed more draw, we could trade it in and salvage to get that extra draw, but we don't really need that here. Oh, I can actually I can be smart here and get an extra damage.
Not today.
Managing your damage and like attacking with the nanobot in the right order seems super important. Like if I did it in the wrong order, I could have missed that damage right there.
Yeah. And then I think we just bank the no snitching.
Bank the no snitching. All right. All right, demo me. Demo me.
Far left it would be.
Right there.
There you
Called
go.
it easily.
Card tracking, guys. Got to follow.
It really works. No, I mean, I remember when I was at my most sweaty and I was doing that. It's amazing how well it works, how much information you can glean. I found it was easy to start by just tracking the leftmost card. Instead of trying to track the whole hand, I would just be like, have they played the card on the left? And then from there, it's like not that hard once you get used to it. Right now, I'm at like the opposite side of my playstyle where I'm utterly distracted by chat. I really got to start ignoring chat again. Complain about viewers and then complain about chat distracting me. I can't win. Or they can't win. Okay, so here we want to reestablish our board. Do I want to start with like a max overclock companion? See what's good, or?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Taking planetfall.
Like at this point, we're just pacing ourselves to not get nanite.
I would go Ramshackle.
Okay.
Because the nanite only gives it a +1/+1 still in range of Siphon anyway. At least that stops that.
True, and plus it has salvage. So even though this is small, it'll salvage onto something else. Bank Reclamator.
Yep.
So the question is, how much do you want to commit here? Like, I would maybe pilot Bay pass, or would you go harder than that, or
I'd go all in here.
all in?
So I would go pilot, Bay, and just play the Provisioner as a 2/2.
Sensory links engaged.
And if he demos again, then we cry. But I guess, yeah, if we don't go all in, we're not attacking enough, because it's still only 4 attack on the board right now.
Yeah.
This turn, okay. Hey, could have
I
used
was
that.
about to say, we've not seen any endgame units yet, so we're in a really good spot.
Right, our deck is stacked with Sestamir, Tetsu, and other stuff. Arak's flagship. Black Market Fixer in a brand deck. That's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I'm not going to say why. I don't want to be mean. I'm just going to say that's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I don't know about you.
As if they've not got enough removal, right?
Yeah, like, of all the decks to run Fixer, and
Oh my god. Pass that to your Provisioner.
let's go. Like, yeah. Honestly, this isn't bad. Like, a lot of people need beginner level advice, so they're gonna, I mean, people who play at these ranks, this match will be a perfect example of like how to play it. Hopefully, in our next match we can get like a higher level aggro player or something. Otherwise, I just gotta grind up some ranks so we can run it back next week. Do another Arak sesh. Put them together. Demo incoming again. Yeah, he power instructors, so probably grabbed a demo. Do we want to hold back Sestamir, or how would you think about this? I mean, we do have AOP. We could attack face Nanobot, activate this, move this over here, hit face with the other two, and just AOP their units.
Yeah, so
Bank
that's
Painter.
exactly the line I was thinking, is whether we play the AOP or not, right? Because if he's going to demo anyway, there's no benefit to us AOP in here.
It would force him to demo, maybe, instead of letting him trade in. But I guess if he attacks in, we just get tokens and we're okay.
Yeah, precisely. So I think bank the Painter, yeah.
Otherwise, do the same sequence, but just don't AOP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Let's do everything in the right order. Oh, reveal one card. That's too easy. Reversing the order is so evil. Trying to make me misclick.
I cannot stand indecision.
Utilizing supply.
Like Gunslinger face ever?
No, just hold it.
I guess I can do that when I need to. Alright, see if they demo. Got defenders. They can't even go face first. Erasure to take off the shield. Was that on purpose, or did you get confused about the shield?
So if that has to be potentially a demo. We'll see if he plays it or not. If not, we can go all in.
Block here, right?
Yep.
If it was a demo, wouldn't he have played it at the start, though?
You would have thought so, yeah. So what I would do here is I wouldn't give it to your provisioner. Give it to your nanobot. Yep.
Yeah.
The reason being, that's what he wants to kill off next turn, right? So just having it on there makes it awkward. You can't trade that now. So next turn we're going to get an extra 1 point of damage potentially, because we're going to have that on board to swap.
Oh, or otherwise he would have wanted to attack it.
Oh,
We had defender anyway, but I understand what you're
that.
saying.
Yeah.
I get your logic though. If this didn't have defender,
Yeah.
but it should be lethal next turn from the looks of it.
Nice. We beat a Shroud.
Technically, we've beaten Shroud with Arak.
Lighting supply.
It was kind of a mismatch of skill between Diesel and this player, but we did it. And we did learn how the deck plays, and we saw some good tricks. We're definitely learning some stuff. We need to get a game against not Shroud.
Inevitable.
We can see how it works in other matchups. Please!
But you got to see why Astral Glaive's so good in this deck. No.
Yeah, with the nanobot buffs, that's a really interesting like strategy you can use there. Really interesting. Especially with the way the big one there was playing the Paragon and then sacrificing the Swarm immediately. I never would have found that. Super, super good line. Yeah, I mean, if I actually like lock in and play as well as I can with these kinds of decks, they can do a lot of work, you know? Just gotta be locked in and committed. They're not quite as...
and it's another reason why you don't see decks like this on ladder all that often is because they do take a lot of brain power compared to Sippy or Cafe. Like you play a few games of this at like high ranks, and yeah, you're pretty burnt out afterwards.
Right, compared to just jamming a Skippy, rushing the board, slamming your relics.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good sign we're not getting a rematch against one of these brands. Come on. Come on. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Gerald. This is Einstein stuff. That's right. Einstein level gameplay. Einstein level. Don't see much Lemmy these days. Lemmy's cool. Oh, my camera's in the corner the whole time. It's not a big deal, but fix that.
I've been playing it a little bit actually recently.
Oh, yeah?
I keep going back to it. Yeah.
You stand before a rank
You can feel
of
good
metal
depending on what you're...
fear.
Okay, hold on. So,
Le mieux.
going
Standing
first. Send back memento. I mean, keep 1, 1, 2? Maybe keep Sabo? Just send back memento? Or not even?
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward hand, this one. I'm tempted to keep Memento.
Out of time.
Keep Memento and send back Sabo.
I tried.
Gosh, sorry.
Wasn't sure about Sabo. I mean, tactical provisions eventually become problematic, but...
Yeah, that depend on if they're playing it right. Okay.
I assume at lower ranks they're probably running it. At a higher end, Lemmy decks won't run it, but more intermediate ones will. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn. So bank the Sabo in that case, you thinking? Or I'm assuming he does run tacticals.
And the thing is, we don't have an upgrade. We could bank the provisioners here. potentially, because we have to play the Ocular right next.
That's what I was
turn.
thinking. Is like
But
we
then
have
the thing
this
is-
and then that.
Yeah, but then obviously that token can swing next turn, so if he just PSAtes the Painter, then we don't have a play, right? So let's bank the Sabo. Let's bank the Sabo.
Indecision.
And then we still play Painter, but now we have a play if they do that.
Yeah.
Making sure we don't miss that turn too, no matter what. Sacrificing a little bit of counterplay against the tactician or the relics, but we also have a second Sabo in the deck. Called it.
Yeah.
Time to strike.
Does
Oh,
this
perfect.
make this cost 0?
It does, yeah, so now we can upgrade it.
Awesome. So we can do the activation and everything. Wow.
Yeah. So now we're gonna get 2/4 and then we can get the Memento rolled in as well afterwards.
Wow. That's pretty nice. Wow. Yeah, it can be a 3/5 next turn. Wow, okay. That's nice, and it's got the salvage on it. Very nice. That's huge. That Reclamator value was
That actually
crazy
saved
there.
us, yeah.
I'm in the wrong parallel
saved us.
category? Fuck me. The problem is, this multi-stream plugin doesn't show me what image it is. How did no one else tell me? Thank you, Pandapple.
Time to
That whole
strike.
hour just didn't count on my stats now. Fuck me. Salvage, Ocular. Okay. No, it does matter. That matters a lot.
So much left to do.
Okay. Nanobot. Alright, so we got another Tacticianer. So the problem now, if we Memento and it dies, it won't get another token, because this is a token.
Yeah, so I think you just draw first here.
Oh,
With
duh.
so swing with that.
Ooh. Bank
Right, this is
Gunslinger, play
insane,
these
then.
two?
Yep.
Yup.
Sensory links engaged.
And
We
then
could
charge
even-
your Provisioner.
Flies locked and loaded.
Yeah, we could charge this and activate and put this on here if we want.
Yeah, because realistically, there's no way he kills the hard links unless he's got double slinger this next turn, right? So then next turn we can Memento onto the hard link potentially.
So we would definitely do this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Three, 5. Yeah, using the nanobots as upgrades is super important in this deck. Like, you really got to take value. You got to get the value from that. You can't just leave your nanobots on the board all the time and be like, ah, it's fine. Definitely can't do that.
So yeah, we're just hoping we draw something we can bank this turn. Because we want to keep that. There we go. We need to keep this.
Called that.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
So just Sabo. Easy. Or would you ever hold off and Memento first?
Yeah, let's Sabo. Let's Sabo.
Okay. I guess because if we don't Sabo, they get the Assault off of this, and that just can snowball.
Yeah.
Engaging target.
Utilizing supply.
Kill that stupid relic 1,000,000%. Okay.
He's determined. That's okay. We're gonna go fast now, so it's fine.
Yeah, now we go aggressive. Now the Memento starts ramping up.
Okay, so I would be tempted not to Memento here.
Play a rock, maybe.
I would use your Paragon. Yep.
Yeah. So we just bank the PS8 and save the Reclamator bank for next turn? For a cheaper Memento? Or
I
is
would-
that overthinking it?
I would just bank your Reclamator here, even if we're not going to play the Memento this turn. Because
Okay.
we might want the PS8 to clear out something like his little tokens or something.
I guess
So
mana ramp isn't the thing here. Card value is the thing here.
yeah.
Okay. Do we want to even... Do we have to kill this? Yeah, right? Can't just go face.
Yeah, you can. So we're gonna buff. If you buff up the Sabo and buff up the
Sacrifice
Hardlink
this.
Pilot. Yep.
So you're basically always using this to get buffs if you already have a board, or often.
Yeah, usually. The only time I don't is when I'm behind on board. I tend to just leave it up.
Yeah, okay. It's like immediate tempo if you need it, or it's like... You said you want me to trade in the Sabo?
Yeah,
Or-
buff the Sabo, yeah.
Okay. It's immediate value if you need it, otherwise you can like save up value by leaving it on the board. Wait. On a pilot?
So let's put it on the Paragon actually.
Oh, right.
Because
okay.
it gets out of range of PS8,
Yeah, the
right?
PS8. Keep getting things above 2 health is definitely a common goal here.
Mhm.
Whether it's PS8 or Life Siphon or whatever.
Utilizing supply.
Okay.
Engaging target.
Push in some damage, total control of the board. All they've got is their relic, which does put some pressure on us. Oh, he's determined. He is determined with that tactical.
The fleet shall triumph.
So next turn he's setting up an LPC. For sure, for sure. If he didn't have one already, he's probably drawing it now. PS8 looking good. This is the obvious play of Bank Painter, PS8 their unit, play Pilot, and then put the knife on this after charging it, or no, put it on the Pilot.
Put it on the 1-2. Yeah,
Yeah.
put it on the 1-2.
Okay. Do we hold anything back, or just slam this down?
So the only thing we could potentially be playing around here would be Sendrillon,
Yeah.
right? But we can pass the Memento to the hard links anyway, because it's going to kill it in order from we played it, right? And then we played that last, so yeah, play it.
Okay.
Sensory links engaged.
Almost there.
Utilizing supply.
Mine.
Looking pretty good.
Engaging target.
Yeah, so Tiva Star is lethal, potentially,
I mean, yeah, they'll heal up a little bit.
if he clears anything or heals you. Well, if he does, we can sack our own units with Tiva Star and we'll have lethal anyway.
Okay, you can like you can hit with the knife and then sack it and then
Yeah,
move it
precisely.
onto-
So what you do is you'd swing with your hard linked, then you'd sack the hard linked, and then say sack
fleet
the Sabo,
shall
sack the
triumph.
Paragon, but you keep passing the knife every time and buff up 3 times.
don't you have to sack them all at once though? Isn't it like a one-time thing?
It goes in order, I believe.
But oh, so you can choose multiple and move them in the middle. Move it like you pick
Yeah,
one with the knife
yep.
first. Oh wow. Oh boy. Love tacticals. Guess we got some draw.
Locked on.
Okay.
I mean, 3+2 just to clear out the defender. We can draw with one of those. Do I have any other oculars out right now? No.
Yeah, so I'd throw your oculars on the other 1-2. Yep.
So I gotta
So
attack
yeah,
with...
clear it as you were going to with the 3 and the 2. Yep.
Engaging target.
And then clear out a token.
At this point, I don't think we need to. So we've got 2 defenders, and we can just choose to block with the one memento on, right? And we can just pass it over. So I don't think we need to. I think we can just keep pushing face here.
Okay. Here, draw first.
Yeah.
Draw first.
Engaging
Oh.
target.
Play Wong, or do we just want to slam Glaive? Wong, right?
Yeah, play one for something we can bank, yeah.
I cannot stand business.
Would have been nice to develop Glaive here, but we need something to bank, so...
Just Forlorn?
Yeah, take a Forlorn. Yeah, we don't need Poisoner yet. So,
Utilizing
I'd
supply.
maybe bank your Forlorn here. And then just PS8 one of the units to 1-2.
Wow. So we're in control. They have tacticals, but not too much in hand. We have defenders. It's a very strong position, and just going face, not even trading into these tokens because of these big defenders. It's really strong.
So he's played 2 Machinists, right? So he's got another LPC at least.
So this does...
Block with the 1-2 here.
Engaging target.
What's the reasoning here?
Because he's going to play Lemmy, right? So now we can block with... No, not with the 1... No, now block with the 5-6.
Oh. I don't get it. Can't let me just target this now?
Because... Yeah, he will. We'll pass Memento to the 1-1 now.
Oh, okay. Just absorbing 1 extra damage that would have gone somewhere else.
Yeah.
He would have just lemmied 1 attack sooner, I see.
Because imagine if we blocked out that one first, look, now he would have killed this.
With this?
Because he would have had 1 more unit on the board, right?
Right. He would have 2 attack units. Yeah. Right. So this way we have 1 more unit alive. 6, 10, 13, 14 damage on board. AOP in hand as well. I mean, we could attack everything and then use AOP, but we don't have to do that. It's super unnecessary.
Do we have lethal?
With the knife or something?
Yeah, because we can energy bay onto the free one. Bump it in, pass it over to the token.
Oh,
yeah,
then
we've got
pass
lethal,
the
but
knife onto all of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. This is the big end game combo that we can pull off a lot of the times. So better hurry up if you want to do that. All right.
Engaging target.
So attack into whatever. We get a bunch of tokens and we move. So I can move the knife. Can I put on the nanobot first, or does it have to be the?
No.
It doesn't work on
put it onto the
nanobot,
energy
right?
drains.
It doesn't work
No.
on nanobot.
No, when it classes it as transformed, so it doesn't pass the knife.
Right. That's what happened to, was it Zeliezer in that one tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give
So
it
it
full
only
force.
works on energy drones because they actually destroy themselves. So this will get us lethal, but it takes a while to do it. So now we sacrifice this.
I haven't calculated this, by the way, but I'm just going off of gut feeling that it works. So
Oh, I'm sure this is lethal. If this isn't lethal, I'll be surprised as well. I share your gut feeling. Yeah, this is such... Oh, we got to be careful not to kill ourselves, too, I guess. We'll be mindful of that with the
yeah,
knife
we should have
damaging us.
just enough HP.
Back in the day, there wasn't... The memento didn't always damage you, so this used to be a little more free. Is it lethal? 6, 10, 11... Is it lethal or is it like a one-off?
I think we can do it. 3,
8,
4.
9, 10. You can't put it on this one, so just 8, 9, and then 10 on one of these three. So 13, 16,
Yeah,
20,
we can
21.
buff. We can
exact
buff with
lethal.
the nanobot as well.
It's exact
Yeah.
lethal, right?
I think so.
I think it's actually exact. We were overconfident. Yeah, this is. Oh no, we don't have any defenders either. Sheesh. $15, 19, 20. No, it's one off.
No, we can sack the other nanobot, right?
Oh, there it is. There it is. Forgot about that in the chaos. There it is.
Then just make sure you swing with the other nanobot.
Oh, true. We actually have one more. I'm forgetting the basic tech.
Gotta get out of
Oi.
blind fire.
Yeah, we could sacrifice this for one more damage. Don't even need this.
Buff, buff.
It's 3 attack out of 3 health.
Sorry.
What the fuck are you
thank God
talking
for
about?
that.
Holy shit!
I was like, fuck, we're still one off.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
We got there.
Oh man, he scared me. I thought I was messing up. This deck is so
Nice.
complicated. What the heck? Do we have time for
Yeah.
another one?
Yeah, we did one more.
One more. Awesome. Let's do it. Oh, man. Okay, that was a good example against Marco. Definitely we're playing against more beginner-level players, intermediate-level players, so we're not getting to see the top level, like Arak versus optimized stuff, but this is still a really good primer on how to mulligan, how to handle the gameplay. I feel like Arak is so complicated that I'm actually kind of glad we're getting the beginner-level thing, because I feel like we could have a whole nother session at some point where we like played the sweatier matchup. Like it's even just this, I'm learning a ton.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote the turns every time with Arak, and that's with just me playing it. So when we're, is that freeze frame? No. He's got the nice Augencore skin there. I thought that was freeze frame.
Greetings from the
Yeah,
Augencore.
Blind Leaf, I recognize the name. He's definitely been around a while, I believe. It's a nice looking skin. So Augencore mirror match. Thank God. We got the 3 brands in a row. Now we're getting the actual matchups we're looking for. Now we're actually getting those matchups.
You stand before Arak, combat overseer.
Going first in this
Workshop
matchup.
online.
How would you
Combat
think about this
protocols
mulligan?
initiated.
So
20 seconds to go.
yeah, let's bank the secrets, the provisioner, and the PS8. Yeah, I'm good at that.
Keeping the Forlorn.
Because we can play it on 2 as an upgraded unit, right?
So we're just giving ourselves 3 cards to look for the 1 drop. I'm surprised it feels a little risky. Okay. So like Poisoner is the most expensive, but it's also really good for dealing with their big tokens, their Juggernaut tokens.
Yeah, and we've also got the energy bay, haven't we? So here I'd be tempted to bank the provisioners. Yep.
Same as last time, kind of. Okay.
Because without a hard link, which we can, or any sort of upgrade we can pass on to it, it's quite weak on turn 2. It's more like a turn 3 card unless you can already buff it.
Makes sense. Yeah, because a 2/2 on 2 is not exactly
Yeah,
the
just
best
like the PSC.
turn 2 play. When Kathy's playing like 6/6 of stats on turn 2 or whatever the hell she's doing. Okay, nice. They don't do anything on turn 1. Immediately, Forlorn Companion feels pretty good. Is this just a glaive bank? Like, as good as it can be? It's not really what we need in this spot, necessarily.
Okay, so this is quite interesting
Listen
here.
to this.
It's either yeah, one of the 4s, right? Problem we've got is if the Forlorn dies to like a Slinger, if it doesn't get buffed, then the Poisoner's kind of going to be useless. We're going to have nothing to actually do with it anyway, are we? So I'd actually bank Poisoner here.
Okay, yeah, because in
Because
the
I'd
bad...
rather have a glaive we can play and buff.
Okay. Makes sense. It's the safer play. Although it does just
Yeah.
leave us with less options against Defender, Juggernaut. Oops. Fragmented plating.
Okay.
Defender, aftermath, 1 damage to all enemy units. Nice, Gas. Finally. Finally.
What did he do this time? Did he fix it with cement again?
He fixed his monitor. I don't know what he used to do it. But he fixed his monitor. His second monitor.
I still crack up to that when you say he had to fix his desk with cement.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with all that. Okay, ASV on the board. Which one would you target?
Target the ASV.
Ooh.
Ooh.
He does have salvage, so we could just put the Bay on the companion. Otherwise, we could play pilot and like overclock this. Then we got to bank one of these two, which seems really awkward.
Because what we do have is we do have the hard linked into Energy Bay next turn, or we can just go ahead and put the Bay on the forerun now.
Like if we wanted to, I don't know, like double overclock this, bank the glaive, and then next turn we play 1 into 3. It just doesn't. It gets us wide, but we don't really have something to do at the end of that.
Yeah, because we banked our poisoner, right?
Yeah.
So
I feel like Bay this turn probably is the realistic answer. And then glaive next turn. Like it's not great, but it's something.
I cannot stand indecision.
do you know what? Let's bank the Energy Bay
What the heck? What am I playing?
and play the other forerun. Okay. Yeah, charge it too.
Double?
Making planetfall.
Yeah, and then just swing with the other forerun. Oh my. Okay, that's right. God.
The nanite, yeah. I'm not sure if there's a reason, but the extra attack could actually...
we don't need... Let's not swing here.
Let's not swing? Okay, good, because we're out of time.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if there was any world where having the 5-1 would be worth having this die. I don't know. Because then it could one-shot the ASV, but I guess not. Not worth it.
So the reason I banked the Energy Bay there is we've got nothing to combo it with, right? So yeah, we can go wide with 1-1s, but it doesn't really do a lot. I kind of want to just get more upgrades out on the board, and this is the way of doing it. Because we kind of want to get glaive out next turn, and we can pass one of these nanobots onto it, and then that's going to be our way of dealing with the token that's probably going to come down.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I felt like we're going to get wide and then have nothing to do with it. So this is more of a...
Yeah. So here on a painter.
It gets defender, so put it on this, right?
Put it on a painter.
Painter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not upgraded, right?
Right, more upgrades, okay. Get more tokens, more upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a challenging ass deck. Oh man. I can see what you mean about how much brain power it takes. This is a really challenging deck.
Yeah.
I'm understanding why I've struggled with it. You have to really be piloting with precision. Lots of little decisions that really matter. 20-minute, 25-minute games even versus aggro decks. Yeah, Arak is...
they're all long.
Yeah, Arak is like hard mode. It's doable, but it's like hard mode. No wonder Diesel likes this deck. He needs a challenge.
It's fun to play, man. Yeah, it is challenging. Okay, now...
Would this want to go on the defender since these aren't going to...
Yeah, put it on the defender because he's obviously going to use the turret of one of the 1-1s and it's only going to buff it by 1 anyway, so they're going to die regardless, right?
Right, again, it's that too. Making it go... Okay, this is like the rule of thumb that I didn't realize is if buffing from 1 health to 2 health isn't really a thing that helps very much. You need to buff above 2 health if at all possible. Like whenever there's the option, like taking something above 2 is always better. Yeah. Like there's so many ways to ping for 2 damage. That's what you're making me realize today.
Yeah.
So
Now
bank
we just glaive.
Reclamator and just slam the glaive. Is there anything else to think about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then thanks to the painter, we're gonna kill this. Should I attack? Does it matter which one I attack with first? No, right?
Yes, because we want to buff that glaive up with the nanobot. So swing with the painter first. If he blocks with the shield pod, then we just upgrade the glaive and we don't.
Oh,
don't
okay.
with the...
Really? So it's more important to get this buffed and upgraded right now than to guarantee we clear the ASV. Why is it so important to buff it immediately? Like, what are we playing around by getting it buffed before the start of our next turn? Or is it just before this dies? Slinger? Or wait, sorry, what did you say?
Yeah. Slingers or snitching.
Just so, okay, I get it. So we're not protecting the glaive, we're getting value from this before they can kill it.
Yeah.
Got it. That makes sense. So like with the nanobots, we really want to use them as upgrades before they can get killed. Is like the theme here.
Yeah. So there's like a time and place of when you leave them out going wide, and it all depends on what decks you're against. Augencores, they always run slingers, right? So I don't like to keep them out if I can't use them.
Okay. Whereas some decks, they aren't as likely to run slingers, like maybe Earthen, although they have spores, but
yeah.
Feels like
and
most
also,
decks.
if I had like 2 or 3 of them out on the board, I probably wouldn't bother upgrading. But because there's only one, I'd rather have that used to get potentially another upgrade in the future.
Yeah. All the hard links. I know, we have so many options next turn. Captain's eating this up. Good to hear. Imagine drawing the energy pod here. I can imagine that. Did he overclock into that?
He did, yeah. He's playing Arak.
Okay. Target defender?
Yeah, defender.
I guess now we can actually clear it with these 2 attacks. We did draw Wong.
Right.
Slam Wong? I can't think other than playing Wong now.
Okay, so we can full clear this board, right?
Right,
if we
okay,
play
hold
our
on.
Paragon.
Yeah, I gotta think. So Arak turn 5 gives us 2 buffs. If I make this a 6 and just attack this, it clears both of those. Although, wait, but then the energy pod breaks.
Yeah, but then we can clear up one of them with the painter anyway, right?
And then they only have 2 units left. Okay, that seems really good. And then we just bank a pilot and we have glaive. We have Wong next turn.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, okay, this is Oh.
So we only need to buff the glaive once, don't we? No, we need to buff twice here, is it?
It'll get +1 damage from the painter, so it needs to be 6 attack, right?
Yeah, so we have to buff it twice.
Okay. Yeah, like, it's amazing how often this is the correct line, and yet I was oblivious to it. Even being an option.
Yeah, this combo is just insane. Glaive into this.
With the glaive, so glaive on 4 and then swarm and immediately buffing it. It's so obvious when you point it out, but that's like such a I never realized self-destructing the Paragon summon had all that utility. It's so good. It's actually so good.
Much more of that, and we're done.
We're not even playing any spells, so we're not juicing up his turret at all. Excuse me. Wow. Now I feel powerful. This is like a real game. Like, they're playing a reasonably good deck. They're playing it in a reasonable manner, and we are slapping them in this opening. That was crazy. Like, I would have not gotten here at all. Every turn, like banking the energy bay on turn 3, banking the poison. We had to bank so many cards that I would have wanted to keep.
Yeah, they were tricky. They were really tricky those first few turns.
It's kind of crazy. Just goes to show how much you can misplay in a very small amount of turns in this game if you're not doing the right thing. Like, 5 turns, and I could have made like 5 misplays easy by now.
Yeah, the banking decisions are kind of everything sometimes. Like, they make or break the game.
So tough, but so important. Yeah, we got them backed into a corner right here. All they're doing is turrets, which we don't We don't even... we're barely running spells. You didn't know you could actually play your Paragon until like 2 weeks ago? Captain, I'm pretty sure you never even played a card game before like a month ago, right? Good thing you're a fast learner. Slam the Wong with impunity.
Slam the Wong.
Open for business.
Slap them with our Wong.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Correct?
Yep. Yep.
That one. That
There's
decision.
there's an argument to take the ocular implant there.
With all these cards, really.
But I think having a memento is just better.
Okay. What's the argument for wanting more draw?
Oh, don't bank the hard links. Bank the PS8. And then let's play the painter. So PS8 we're not going to be playing, right? Because he's got 3 turrets up. I would keep the PS8 potentially because he's going to be getting a token this turn, which if he buffs it with a workshop engineer, we can't kill. But because we had the painter in hand, we can now target the painter, target the token again with the painter, and we get the same kill as what we had the last time. So we didn't need the PS8.
Got it. Okay, that's fine. Kill the painter. No, this session is a wake-up call for sure. I'm talking about like how much easier it would be to play Skippy and Kathy, and it's true. But then this is making it really obvious that I could... The amount of improvement that I could have on these decks is very high. Like, I mean, Arak is extreme because I've never really played it, but this is a good reminder that I need to get good and stop complaining. As always. Okay, so 5, 9, 15. We have lethal. I found it. Does he have defender? Okay, I found it. I did it. I'm good at the game.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, easy game.
Correct me if I am wrong.
I believe you're right.
I believe this adds up to 20.
Much more of that, and we're done.
Witness Augencore superiority.
Okay, this was actually great.
That's not bad going. I'm actually really happy. We beat a Shroud and we just won 2 other matches too.
Yeah, and that last one was a like really tricky one, and their deck was reasonable. I mean, it's Augencore. It's not the top optimal meta deck, but they were playing a strong deck, playing it reasonably well, and we clowned. Well, you clowned them while correcting all the bad moves I wanted to make. So you clowned them, but yeah, that was quite good. You definitely showed me that Arak makes sense and can work, and that while it is a bit inconsistent, it's also just really difficult to play, which makes it potentially a good deck to practice, because if you can play it, that's an advantage for tournaments and stuff, right? If someone else isn't as comfortable with it and you really know how it works, there's so much going on there. I don't know. Arak is a very interesting deck. Very interesting.
Yeah. I love it. It's probably my favorite Paragon to play. That and Brand are just like, yeah, there's just so much to this deck. And yes, every game's different. It's interesting playing it. So yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed that.
Thank you so much for the coaching session. We will chop this up for YouTube. I'll bug you if I need another thumbnail picture. We probably use the same one from last time though. But yeah, chat, please say thank you to Diesel for sharing his hard-learned knowledge. And yeah, man, I really appreciate this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. Thank you for coming and watching. And yeah, I look forward to the video.
Awesome, awesome.